Hey, what's up guys? Bobbington here. I'm gonna do a little build guide on a CI dual curse cast on crit cyclone build that I've been doing in the Hardcore Talisman League. This build is good for anybody that wants to do a cheap but effective cast on crit build. Every piece of gear that I have here is less than 30 chaos combined. I'm gonna do a little rundown of the build, my gear, um, how you can level it, and I'll do a little dried lake run just to show you how it works. So leveling this build, I used Bladefall. I did crit Bladefall, and I leveled as hybrid with life and ES. Um, Now when I got to level 80, that's when I decided to go CI. You might be wondering why I have life nodes here. It's because I'm making use of the energy from within jewel, which turns all life into ES. So as you see, the life and energy shield nodes have turned into energy shield. Here, this is turned into ES. This is turned into ES. So right now I'm sitting about roughly 6.5k ES, which is not that much. I have a pretty mediocre chest piece. I have a decent shield, pretty bad boots, average gloves, average helm. This is my dagger. Now this isn't the best dagger you could have for cast on crit, but it works, and it was about 8 chaos. Um, these are my rings. Pretty average ring, pretty shitty ring actually. Pretty shitty ring here too. And then here's just me getting crit chance and some strength that I need for life leech, etc. My 5 link right now is cast on crit, ice nova, shock nova, cyclone, and life leech. Now, instead of ice nova or shock nova, I would typically be running bladefall, but since it's pretty hard to get 3 green and a red on a ES chest piece, for now I'm using shock nova and ice nova, but I find it to be just as effective. Flask setup is pretty much what you want it to be. I've just got a quicksilver granite flask of iron skin, a diamond flask, and I just pretty much use this to get going. And for a single target, because the single target isn't there, but the AoE is insane. The single target would be a lot better if I had a 6 link. But again, that would make this build a lot more expensive than what it is. A staunching topaz, and then a quartz flask, and I just use this in case of emergencies basically, because with Cyclone you're getting into a bunch of mobs, and if you need to get the fuck out of them, then this is what you're going to want to use. So you can run straight through them and not get creep blocked, I call it. Well, because I'm a League of Legends player, but alright. Auras that I'm running are Herald of Thunder. What else am I running? Herald of Thunder, Discipline, and where is it? Herald of Ice. And I have my dual curse set on Curse on Hit with Herald of Thunder. My dual curse is Assassin's Mark and Warlord's Mark. Warlords for the leech, and the endurance charges are nice because I'm usually at 3 endurance charges for the entirety of a map run or a dry lake run. Assassin's Mark to get the extra damage from crits, the crit strike chance for me to get a crit strike chance, and then of course the power charges, which gives me a lot of crit strikes. So right now I have 83% chance to hit, which isn't very good, but again, if I wanted a Vegan dagger and wanted to craft it, this build would be a lot more expensive, but I want to show how effective it can be if you're on a budget. I have 53% crit chance without power charges, which goes up to about 86% when I do have them. So I guess I will do a little dried lake run real quick. So basically what I do to get started, I just Assassin's Mark things, use my flask, and get going. It's pretty simple, and the clear speed is pretty good, especially once you get your charges going. Now again, Ideally, you would want to be running Bladefall instead of Shock Nova or Ice Nova, and it's kind of just pick and choose what you want to do. The single target could be a lot better if I had a 6-link, but again, this build is a budget build, so we're working with what we have. The clear speed is really good. Another thing you can do with this build is make it a lot better by, if you have the currency, you could buy a Chaperons and do low life. But if not, I would say go CI, because it's really hard to run this build without, or run this build hybrid and have to worry about chaos resistance all the time, or chaos damage rather, getting through your ES. My cast on damage taken setup is pretty bad right now. I'm just messing around with things. I have Tempest Shield with Power Charge on crit, just really for no reason honestly, and then Ice Golem. Tempest Shield is okay. It gives me a little more chance to block, which I have like 27% chance to block, I believe. As you can tell, the AoE clear is definitely not lacking in the slightest. Currently, this character is level 81. And the dual curse helps me sustain my mana a lot because of Warlord's Mark and Assassin's Mark, because it gives you that leech and the mana gain, it's life gained on kill. It's a really fun build. I would definitely recommend trying a cast on crit build if you've never done one before. We're gonna skip Vol for now. But guess I'll kinda just let the build do the talking for now. Finish up this clear. Of course, for sustain, I have Life Leech linked, and I'm Ghost Reaver, so my Life Leech applies to ES, of course. And then I also have about 4% Life Leech with my Life Leech gem and Warlord's Mark. As you can see, I pretty much keep constant charges up through the entirety of the run. Just one-shotting packs and strong boxes, etc. The build's pretty effective and it's a lot of fun, especially if you're looking to play a cast on crit build on a budget, because some of these cast on crit builds can be extremely expensive. And Chaperons. Nope. Oh wow.
What do you want?
But I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I suggest you give it a try if you've never tried cast on crit build. Again, I'm gonna try and get Bladefall into one of these. I feel like the damage would be a lot more significant if I did have Bladefall. And to finish out this tree, I'm probably gonna go for what I plan on doing is refunding this once I get a Vegan Dagger, so I don't need the accuracy anymore. So once I get a Vegan Dagger, I can head over to this crit strike chance. Another thing I plan on doing is putting a point here and taking out the life and ES right here, because I don't need the life and I can get this ES pretty effectively, and it would be more because I could fill out this wheel and also come down to Harrier and get the crit strike chance from there, I suppose. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the build guide, and if you have any questions, you can subscribe, or you can come to my Twitch channel, which is Bobbington333, and I will be there. So thank you guys, and you have a good one.